What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my first rambling video in almost a month, so we got a lot to get caught up on. The first thing I wanted to show you was this. My mod, Tank, from Twitch, is also a friend of mine who I visit about once or twice a year when we go up north. You've seen him in my, my videos from whenever I go up north. This is the Christmas gift that he gave me. Yes, this is actual Frostmourne, and I'm telling you, this thing weighs 50 pounds if it weighs a pound. It is incredible. I can't believe he got me this. Wow. Don't worry, I promise to be a very chill Lich King. I also got this from my other friend from up north, from Wisconsin. This is two OG booster packs for Pokemon. I think at some point we might actually open these. I don't know when. I was thinking maybe it would be a Cole Francis video in which Francis gets this as gifts and it smashes it to get to the packs inside or something like that. That was his recommendation. I don't know, man. I just think they look really cool framed. Then my wife got me this. I did not even know this existed, but this is a Jace the Mind Sculptor 1 ounce silver coin. My wife didn't know this existed either. She went to Wedge from the Mana Source here on YouTube, who's a good friend of both of ours, and look at this. This is a 1 ounce silver coin, fairly rare. Not a lot of these ever got made, and it has Jace the Mind Sculptor from Magic the Gathering on it. My wife bought me actual treasure. I now own actual treasure. I'm becoming a dragon. So to say I got some pretty cool stuff for Christmas, I think is an understatement. And to say that I had a nice Christmas as well is definitely an understatement. And I will tell you, it's because before I got married, I didn't have much of a family. I have a sister I rarely talk to. I have a brother who I rarely talk to, and I never see any of them. I lost my mom back in 2009, and the Christmas I spent in 2009, I spent pretty much entirely alone, with the exception of just one friend who helped me through that very dark, awful time. Now this is the family I currently have, and this is just immediate family too. I always wanted a big family, and I got it. It adds up for a pretty hectic Christmas, I won't lie, but it's a hell of a lot better than the alternative. Now, that's not to say that my Christmas trip was perfect, and to be honest with you, nothing in this world ever is perfect. But I ended up doing a fair amount of damage to my left knee, which I'm still recovering from. I'm having to do like 16 hours of bed rest every day just to let that leg heal. And then I had some back issues as well. And the biggest problem is December was probably my worst month for mental health in the last decade. Now, that's especially difficult for me to reconcile because the last half of last year was amazing for me, winning the Game Awards and getting to travel and getting to have the big family Christmas and having the YouTube channel be so successful. It's frustrating that is the case, but that's the thing with mental illness. You don't get to choose when you have a physical illness. You don't get to choose when you have the flu or choose when you have cancer. So when it comes to mental illness, you don't get to choose when your brain or your heart has a problem. It's particularly frustrating when everything outside of your brain is going really well, but the things inside of your brain are going very wrong. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. It's difficult to even comprehend yourself. It is very, very difficult to communicate that to other people. And God bless my friends and my family and my wife for being able to handle me during that period of time, and especially you guys, because I feel like if I let anybody down, I definitely let you guys down in December. I know you guys are definitely expecting videos in December that are going to be big, especially the Francis sketches and the Francis videos and the Christmas Francis Rage and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I felt like I did not do good enough of a job for you guys. I feel like I didn't do a good enough a job for me, but that's what happens when you're struggling with depression and you're struggling with anxiety. It kept me from doing all of the work that I wanted to do, which is, by the way, why I feel like I've never been able to hold down a 9-to-5 job. I've always gotten fired from them or had to quit at some point. And this is why, thank God, YouTube lets me be my own boss and make my own hours. That way, when I need a mental health break, I can just take it. The problem with last month is that I was not able to do that, though. I couldn't just take a break. We had the big Magic event, and we had the collaborations going on, and we had the travel for Christmas and the travel for the Game Awards going on, and we had to juggle all of these different balls and all of these different things, and then I had to try to maintain my Twitch stream schedule, and I had to maintain the YouTube uploads, and I had to try to maintain the second channel while also doing all of the back-end business and the social media stuff. And thank God my wife was here to catch all of the slack that I was giving, because I barely got through all of that. Without my friend Jason and my wife, we would have never got that Magic event off the ground. I would have defaulted on that contract. Fortunately, I built a good support structure around me of people who genuinely care and genuinely will help, and they basically carried me through it. And let's be honest, it takes a lot of effort to carry me. And that's one of the most unfortunate and frustrating things to me about the entire situation, because I have some guilt. I guess you would call it survivor's guilt, because I know for many of you who are going to watch this video, your situation is considerably worse and you're dealing with the same problems the same way I was when I was younger. I was broke and I was miserable, and I didn't have the support structure that I have now. And because of that support structure, I had one of the better Christmases on record, when it easily could have been one of the worst I've ever had. And it's amazing. It's amazing that that happens, but I also feel really guilty about it. But thanks to that extended family, thanks to my wife, thanks to my friends, thanks to you and the YouTube channel and this job, I was able to do what I needed to do to have a relatively good time. But I do feel really guilty about that. I think one of the most frustrating things about this fall that made it so difficult is the fact that I wasn't able to use food as a crutch. And I know a lot of you are saying I look healthier, I look skinnier, and so on and so forth. And I have lost quite a few pounds because of the stupid little blue pill I'm taking. And what this blue pill does is it suppresses my appetite. Food is nowhere near as exciting as it used to be. It's nowhere near as satisfying. And unfortunately, it doesn't help me through the depression or the anxiety anymore. It just doesn't have the magical allure that it used to have whenever I'm on this stupid little pill. Because of that, I did not gain weight during the Christmas holiday for the first time ever. In fact, it looks like I may have lost a pound or two in the month of December. That's absolutely unheard of for me. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to use food as a crutch, and that made the month all the more difficult. And then for me, probably one of the most difficult things to struggle with last month was the death of Carrie Fisher. And for those of you who've been watching my channel since 10,000 subs, 50,000 subs, you'll know that Carrie Fisher has always been an idol of mine for multiple different reasons. Obviously, we used to have the Princess Leia poster in the background as kind of a joke and as a kind of a nod to the Francis character, as something that he would have there. But on top of that, Carrie Fisher to me was always a bit of a role model. She is someone who is very open publicly about her mental issues and the way that she struggled with them and the way that she succeeded in spite of them. It's one of the reasons I talk about the things I talk about on this channel, the things I talk about in this video like this, is because I feel her decision to be open about her struggles encouraged me to be open about mine, but not only that, it encouraged me to try to succeed in spite of them. I'm paraphrasing here, but Carrie Fisher once said that if you are struggling with mental illness and you are barely performing, you are barely succeeding, that's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be proud of, the fact that you function at all. And that is something that has inspired me ever since I heard it. It's something that's encouraged me to continue to do what I do, and in part encourage you to continue to do what you are doing. So here's the thing, the end of 2016 and 2016 in general, a lot of bad things happened in my life and a lot of bad issues I had to struggle with, a lot of bad things I had to deal with. And I could remember this Christmas or 2016 as a year in which I struggled with all of those issues and a lot of really, really bad things happened. But fortunately for me, and I believe fortunately for the majority of you that are watching this, a lot of good things happened to us in 2016. And I can remember the year of 2016 as the year that sucked really bad, but I'm going to choose to use it and remember it as the year that really good things happened to me. My channel was very successful. You and I got closer than we've ever been. I was able to stream on Twitch 5 nights a week. I survived the year at the very least. I got some really cool stuff for Christmas. I got to go to the Game Awards and even receive an award. That's what I'm going to choose to remember about 2016, and I really hope that you consciously, willingly make that choice with me. Remember the good stuff that happened in 2016, because to be honest with you, we don't need another bad year in our brains. And to quote one of my favorite lines from Doctor Who, life is a pile of good things and a pile of bad things, and the pile of bad things does not negate the good things, nor does the good things outweigh the bad. They are, independent items, and you can choose which pile you choose to focus on. I recommend you focus on the good, because it'll lead you to a much more satisfactory and enjoyable life. At least it has for me. And so I think I'll leave you on that. And I know there's a lot of stuff I did not cover today, stuff like this that you guys do want to talk about. Again, follow me on social media. I talk about that stuff there all the time. And there will be another rambling video very soon to talk about that stuff, I promise you. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Now, try to have a good 2017.